All the money, real estate sales professionals, is in this particular segment of your business. If you're a real estate team leader or broker owner and you're helping agents succeed, you know what I'm going to tell you is absolutely true. And oftentimes, we'll do an okay job in this arena, and this is where all the money is. And so we've been talking about your mindset, we've been talking about your schedule, we've been talking about lead generation. Today, what we're going to talk about is lead follow-up. Man, is it the most critical aspect, because you could generate leads all day long, but if you don't have a system for following up, it won't matter. It's as if you didn't even do the work to begin with. And so today we're going to talk about a follow-up structure that I know will work, provided you follow what I teach you here today. I'm going to keep it simple. I'm going to give you real tactics that you can put into practice today. So let's talk about a lead funnel, right? Top of the funnel is lead generation. We talked in the last video about the different sources for where leads can come from. But once you bubble up a lead, right? And a lead is simply an interested party, someone who has expressed an intent to buy, sell, or rent real estate, but they may not be qualified, right? You've got to go through a qualifying process, sit down with them in a buyer consultation, sit down with them in a listing consultation, qualify their motivation, by when, how they're going to pay, etc. You get where I'm going. But then we've got to get mid-funnel, and we've got to continue to follow up. And you and I both know that it's very rare that when we meet a lead, they're ready to go today. It's just not typical for the real estate sales business, right? Because this is a major life event transaction. None of us convinces anybody to buy or sell real estate. What we do is we position ourselves as the best option when the time is right for them to buy or sell real estate so they can choose us. And so the only way you do that is through a great follow-up plan. So top of the funnel, we're putting leads in. Middle of the funnel is where we're doing our follow-up work. So here's a simple structure for you to consider. Number one is lead follow-up has got to be tech-enabled. You've got to use your technology, man. No way that you're going to win the game on a legal pad or on a whiteboard, right? You've got to keep it tech, because the technology is going to help you be more efficient. It's going to help you be more comprehensive. And it's essentially just going to remind you of what you need to do every single day. Because if you're doing your job on the top end, lead generation, man, you're putting a lot of people into your funnel. You're putting a lot of people into your pipeline. And if you don't have a system, you're not going to be able to follow up properly, right? Using your technology. So what am I talking about? A CRM, yes, a database. And ultimately, friends, your most valuable asset as a real estate sales professional is your database. I mean, it's the human beings, it's the relationships that you've built over the course of your career, so that these people go from leads to prospects to customers to ultimately repeat and referral sources. I mean, that's when business gets really good for us as real estate sales professionals. But let's make sure we're using our tech. So a CRM. I'm often asked, what's the best CRM to use? And there's a lot of choices out there. Some of them do have different layers of functionality. Ultimately, the best CRM is the one you use. I know you've heard that before. It's the one you use. Many agents do not use their CRM. It's tedious, right? You've got to enter the data. You've got to take your notes. You've got to schedule the follow-up. And guess what? Man, your chances for succeeding over time by middle of the funnel, lead follow-up work is going to be greatly enhanced by using your CRM. I mean, basically, use your CRM, take your notes, schedule your follow-ups, and then do what it tells you to do every day. Man, you have got such a higher probability of succeeding. Your calendar is another form of technology, right? I certainly hope you're using some form of electronic calendar to keep track of who you need to be in touch with and when. Simple stuff here, friends. Second is you've got to have a system. Right? And the system would look like, as part of your prospecting process, is figuring out by when these consumers want to own or no longer want to own the property that they're looking to either buy or sell. And so based on their by when now becomes your follow-up system. You know when you need to follow up, you know how you need to follow up, as in with what type of conversation. Am I setting up on a search? Am I following up on a certain timeline? That's a system for follow-up. Number three is you've got to have it scheduled in your calendar, right? A block of time in your day where you do your follow-ups. Essentially, here's what I recommend. So this is what I've been teaching agents for a long time is the very beginning start of your day, you're going to look at your pipeline. Your pipeline is going to have your prospects broken down into your under contracts, your now, your soon, your hold, and then your passive no time frame. That's how I teach people how to break it up. And they're broken into certain time windows. Now is in the next 1 to 4 months. Soon's 5 to 8 months. Holds is 9+ months for their buy when they want to own or no longer own. And then what you do is you have a follow-up schedule, or you have a system for how frequently you follow up. And so first thing you do in your schedule is look at your pipeline. Okay, where am I at with each of these people that I've identified as potential prospects for my business? And am I communicating with them in the right rhythm based on what my tech-enabled structured schedule tells me to do? Next, you're going to pursue new leads, right? So it's pipeline first, follow-ups with everyone in your pipeline, then it's your block in your calendar for generating new leads top of the funnel. But what you're doing is you're making sure your middle of the funnel moves down into what we'll cover next, which is going to be the conversion stage. If you do that, man, and you do it with the proper schedule every day or 3 to 4 days a week out of your 5 to 7 day work week, man, you will absolutely crush. And you know I'm right. And then you've got to be relentless. You have got to be unstoppable. Oftentimes I'll hear agents say, but I don't want to bother these people. I don't want to be annoying to them. Well, the way you avoid that is in your qualifying conversation on the very front end. I mean, when you've got a clearly defined motivation, when you know that that motivation is at a scale that warrants your time and attention because the prospect is committed, because they're serious about what they say they want to do, and you know by when they want to do it, now you simply have made a game plan that says, okay, Mr. Prospect, this is our follow-up rhythm. This is what we're going to do next. This is how often I'm going to speak with you and make sure that we hit your timeline, and I'm going to be relentless about it. Right? I'm presuming you want someone who's going to work very hard to help you make sure you get the house you want, that's going to do it on the timeline and within the price point you're looking for, and I'm going to be relentless about it. This is a simple structure for follow-up. Tech-enabled, systematic, scheduled, and relentless. If you follow that, I promise you, ladies and gentlemen, if you're watching this video and you've done the work of getting your mind right, your schedule's dialed in, you're generating leads on the regular, man, the follow-up is where all your money is made. Because the truth is, by the way, most people don't follow up, right? We're immediate gratification oriented. I have followed up with people. I'm no longer in the real estate sales side of the world. But when I was, man, I'm talking follow-up over months, if not years, to convert that prospect to a customer. And that's what it takes, because people go through different seasons of life. Hey, at one point they said, I want to move, or maybe I got a new job opportunity coming up, but then things changed only to resurface again. And guess who they did business with? They did business with the person who never stopped following up, and that's got to be you. Okay, this video is short and sweet, getting right to the point. Lead follow-up is where all the money is. Let's go get it.